Hi everyone and welcome back to Defi Daily, the channel where every day we talk about DeFi, going through different analysis, tutorials and news. Today we are going to talk about one of the most curious platforms into the DeFi ecosystem of Fantom, and I'm talking about TBOND Finance. We will go through how does it work, because the mechanism and the user experience at the first glance could appear quite tricky. The reality is that it's not so difficult to understand it, and it is offering one of the most high APY in the whole industry. Maybe even comparable to what we have seen to the many forks of Olympus DAO and to the rebase mechanism, because even in this case we are talking about a platform that aims to create a monetary base, in this case specifically for the Fantom ecosystem. And we will go through all of it and I will show you how does it work. Guys, before to start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. All you have to do is just to press the icon subscribe, and then if you want to also receive a notification on your device every time I post a new video, also press the ring bell button. Remember also to leave me a big thumbs up, and if you want to also drop a comment, it would be more than appreciated, because in this way you can help me reach more people, and you can also help other people to find this content and understand what are the opportunities but also the risk of using the different DeFi platforms that are going out every day into the market. Remember also that this channel is just for educational purpose, and all the contents are not intended to be financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that could be great, but remember, do always your own research first. Okay, let's start and let's jump into the topic, starting from the platform of TBOND Finance. This is the homepage, and as you can see at the first glance is quite complicated, because you will find "Welcome to TBOND Finance, the first algorithmic stablecoin on Fantom Opera, pegged to the price of 1 FTM via seigniorage." Okay, yes, we understand that it aims to become a stablecoin on a Fantom Opera, but even this concept that is pegged not to $1 but to 1 FTM, yes, it's clear, but it's not immediate, because when we are talking about stablecoin, most of the time we are thinking about a stablecoin pegged to $1. In this case, the concept is quite different, because even if it is called stablecoin, the price of this stablecoin will change, will be volatile, because it will follow the same exact price of one Fantom. Let's say that today one Fantom is $1, and in 1 month it will be like 1.52. Right now, one TBOND will be $1, but in 1 month it will be $1.52. As you can understand, the meaning of stablecoin, it doesn't mean that the price should be stable, but it's just meaning that it is connected to and is following a certain kind of asset. In this case, it is pegged, so it is connected to the price of one Fantom. In order to keep this kind of connection between the price of TBOND and the price of one Fantom, they have created a really interesting mechanism that is incentivizing people to do some kind of actions accordingly to the market condition, and we will go through all of them into a moment. Before doing it, I would like to have a look to the whole picture of TBOND Finance. As you can see, when we are talking about TBOND Finance, we are talking about different kind of tokens: TBOND, TSHARE and TBOND. Yes, I know you are thinking in this case, oh my god, why we are needing 3 different tokens just to create a stablecoin, not even pegged to $1 but pegged to one Fantom. I know that's quite curious, but it's powerful, because as you will see, the APY, the kind of yield that you can retrieve through this kind of mechanism, is really high, probably one of the highest in the whole industry. So stay tuned, because it could be really interesting. Down here you have also the different LP tokens that you can use, and we'll go through also to it. Let's have a look for a moment to DeFi Llama, and let's check how much value is locked inside this protocol. As you can see right now, TBOND Finance is only in the 7th position with a total value locked of 356. And that's quite surprising if you think that this kind of platform is offering an APY that is going between 300 and 500%. That's a really high APY, much higher than all the other platforms that are on top into this ranking. And at least in my opinion, the reason why the TBOND Finance is so low into the ranking is because not many people are able to understand how does it work, because as we have seen a moment ago, the homepage, so the first glance, the first approach to the platform is quite shocking and it could be even scary. But I'm quite confident that if the platform continues to grow and will be able to simplify the communication and also the user experience, much more users will come and also the total value locked will increase. So that's quite an opportunity to be just at the early stage of the platform, even if, as you can see from this chart, the platform is not just born yesterday, because it's on the market since June and has been growing since the mid of October. So it's quite at an early process of its own growth. As you can see, at the 15th of October, it was around 33 million. Right now, we are around 300 and something million. Let's have a look also to the price of the token. As I said before, the TBOND price is pegged to the price of one FTM. So investing in TBOND is like investing into a Fantom, so into an FTM. The real token of the platform, so the token that is representing the value of the platform, is another token, and we are talking about TSHARE. The TSHARE stands for TBOND shares. It is a governance token, and we can say it is the real token of the platform, so it is the token that is following the value of the protocol, because the other one, the TBOND token, is just pegged to one Fantom, as we said. Let's have a look to the price of this share, because as you will see in a moment, it's quite impressive how it was growing into the last couple of months. As you can see from here, at the beginning of October, at the end of September, the price was just around $200 and has gone up by 50 times. Yes, that's right, the price has gone up by 50 times. And that's quite impressive. You think that almost nobody is talking about this kind of platform. Everybody is talking about Shiba Inu, Wonderland Money, Olympus DAO and all the forks, because they are offering a so high APY. But think about it, this kind of token has gone 50 times higher, and we are still at the beginning, because you have to know that in the moment when we are talking TSHARE, we are talking about a token that has a limited supply of 70,000, as you can see it from here. So even calculating the maximum supply, the fully diluted valuation with a price that is right now around 8,000, with a maximum supply of 70,000, it means that even right now the fully diluted valuation of this protocol is just around $500 million. So we are talking, yes, about a protocol that has grown 50 times, but even in this case, it's still a quite not a big cap, it's quite still a small mid cap, so it has the potentiality to grow even more. It's not possible to do any more, another 50x as just happened a couple of weeks ago, but that's true that it still has a space to grow, so keep an eye on that because it could be interesting. Okay, let's have a look on how does it work and how it is possible that the TBOND token is able to stay pegged to the price of one FTM. Let's start with the symmetry, that is the first feature into the platform. Right now, into the symmetry, you have the possibility only to start earning some new TSHARE tokens, and you can do it through the staking feature of some LP. The LP that are available are the TBOND FTM LP and the TSHARE FTM LP. As you can see from down here, there was also the possibility to start earning some TBOND with the staking feature of some LP, and it was also with a really high and a great APY. Unfortunately, this opportunity has just ended. Let's start having a look to the TBOND FTM LP staking feature. If you click on it, you will see that here you can start earning TSHARE at an APR of 293%, so a quite high APR. Remember, we are talking about, in this case, APR, non-APY. If you are trying to compound this kind of APR, it means several thousand of APY, so a really high and incredible possible yield. All you have to do is, as you can see from here, provide the liquidity for TBOND FTM pair now on SpookySwap. So you can go on SpookySwap, just click on this link, and you can provide liquidity to this pool. What is nice by this pool is that it doesn't have any impermanent loss. So the ratio between this kind of two assets can change a little bit during the time, because the price of TBOND is not exactly 1 FTM, but it's just around 1 FTM. The point is that it will stay most of the time into a range where the impermanent loss will always be quite low. Always remember that the APR is paid in TSHARE. And even if I say, as I said before, I believe that there is still space to grow, that's also true that the price of TSHARE has gone 50 times higher in just a couple of weeks, that it's possible that it will correct even more from what we just happened into these days, when we have seen the price of the TSHARE going from almost 11,000 to just 6,000. So it was just around 40% of correction. It is enough? It could be. I can't be sure. I don't know the answer. I'm just saying, being aware that when a token is growing so fast, it is possible that a major correction will come, and it can continue even for quite longer than just a couple of weeks. So just be aware of that, because that's absolutely true that the 290% APR is an insane APR, but it's also true that it's paid into a volatile asset. Going back to the previous view, here you have also the TSHARE FTM LP. You can click on it, and it works in exactly the same way. As you can see, the APR is slightly higher, but remember that in this case there is some impermanent loss, and it could be quite high. The way it works, it is exactly the same from what we have seen a moment ago. Going to the second feature, that is the monthly, that is this one. As you can see from this interface, also this feature is offering you an insane APR that is quite high, because we are talking about a not compounded 600%. This kind of APR is paid in TBOND tokens, and it is paid every 6 hours, and here you can find the counter. It works staking your TSHARE, and remember that your TSHARE are locked, your funds are locked for 6 periods. It means that in the moment when you are staking, in order to be able to withdraw any funds, you will have to wait at least 18 hours. Remember also that, let's say that you have already earned 10 TBOND, and they are also claimable because you have already been waiting the 18 hours. If you staked again you add some other TSHARE to this feature without claiming before your TBOND tokens, you will have to wait some other 18 hours in order to be able to claim again also the tokens that were claimable until a moment ago. There is another point that you have to keep in account before using this kind of feature. You have to remember that this kind of earning opportunity is working only if the price of TBOND stays above the 1.01 of 1 FTM. So let's say that the price of 1 FTM is $1. If the price of TBOND stays above the 1.01, the system will continue to mint new TBOND token. If the price of TBOND stays between 1 and 1.01, it will not be able to print anything, and no more action will going through the platform. In the moment when the price of 1 TBOND is going below 1 FTM, you will have the possibility, not anymore as we have said, to earn new TSHARE, but you have the possibility to use this other feature that is called the purchase of TBOND. The idea behind the TBOND is that creating an incentive to reduce the circulating supply in order to convert some TOMB into the TBOND, and this will available as long as the price of TOMB stays below the 1 FTM. Remember that it has to stay below as an average into the last epoch. So let's say, for example, that the price is dumping just for a moment below the 1, the ratio 1 between TOMB and FTM, you will not in any case be able to mint to create some new TBOND, because this feature is available only if the average price stays below 1 for at least 1 epoch, that is, as we said, 6 hours. The reason why people would be incentivized to purchase some TBOND is because in the moment when you will be able to redeem, and you will be able to redeem them only in the moment when the TOMB price it will be able to reach again at least the price of 1.01 FTM. In that moment, you would receive a premium price. And if you want to know exactly how much it would be, you can go to the documentation here. I will leave you also the link into the description below. And as you can see from here, the premium, so the premium price that you will receive would be higher. Higher is also the TOMB price compared to the FTM. Let's say that the ratio is 1.5, you will receive, instead of just $1,000, you will receive 1,422. But if the ratio is going up to 5, you will be your 1,000 of TBOND will be worth it even 4,000, so 4 times higher. So as you can understand, through this mechanism, even if the price of the TOMB token is going below 1 FTM, through this kind of mechanism, people are incentivized just to convert their TOMB, reducing the circulating supply, into a TBOND. In this way, in the moment when the TOMB token will reach again the price of at least 1 FTM, they will be able to retrieve a premium price. And that's also the reason why people, when are describing the TBOND, are talking about it as a long-term investment. Because if you believe in the project, and if you believe that the TOMB price could go even higher than 1 FTM and could reach a peak, let's say, of 2, 3, 5 times, it could be possible that you will be able to retrieve a much higher reward from your TBOND. So it's all obviously, as always, a personal choice. There is not a better strategy or a worse strategy. It's just a matter of a personal opinion and how you want to manage your risk. So maybe if you like risk, maybe you can retain them a little bit more. If you prefer to stay safe, it's better maybe to sell as soon as possible, just taking the minimum reward. So it's just a matter of personal choice. What it is really nice is that through this mechanism, the TOMB Finance is creating a new asset that can be used as a monetary base into the Fantom ecosystem. The major limit of the TOMB Finance, apart from the user experience that can be improved, is that right now the use cases for the TOMB tokens are quite limited. Has been used in a launchpad, as you can see here. I highly recommend you to have a look to the TOMB Finance documentation, because it's plenty of explanation, and the FAQ is also a really informative resource that you can have a look in order to be more aware on how does it work. What they are saying here is that in the FTM pad there was the possibility, there is still right now I think, the possibility to use the TOMB token. But it's still quite not enough to create a real demand for the TOMB Finance token. But in the moment when it will happen, for sure this kind of platform, there will be plenty of people that will start to talk about it, and the user base will also grow. What I can say to you is that right now that's at least one of my favorite platforms because it is offering a really nice APY with a manageable risk, because that's true that this platform is not free of risk as any other platform. But for example, if I have to compare it, this kind of platform, to the multiple different Olympus DAO 4 that are offering some other really high APY, that is, I'm not saying comparable, because that's true that it could be even 10 times higher than what the Tomb Finance is offering. But if I'm considering all the different Olympus DAO 4 just gambling, in this case, I see more strategy and the possibility to have a project with some real fundamentals. Remember that, yes, they have some fundamentals and the mechanism could be good, but we are still talking about a really young platform that has just been overextended in price, at least when we are talking about TSHARE, because 50x is quite a lot. And also, as I said before, the use cases are quite limited. Anyway, it could deserve an eye, because as we have seen here, we are talking about almost 300% with no impermanent loss. And also it's nice that you can build your own strategy, deciding when to use the TBOND, when do you want to sell, and how you want to use your TSHARE, and so on. So that's quite a platform that is allowing you to build the strategy that is the best fit for your own personality and for your overall strategy into your portfolio. In any case, just don't ape in. Always be sure to have really clear in mind how does it work. Guys, as always, if you have any kind of question, just write me below into the section, into the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer to you. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Remember to leave me a big thumbs up in order to help other people to find this content and find this opportunity. Remember to don't ape in just because the APY is, the APR in this case, because the APY is even higher. Be sure to have a complete understanding on how does it work. And if you find it interesting, why not to invest, why not to use it, but always be aware of what you are doing. Guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.